Another banger from the No Chill Gil podcast, man. Gilbert Arena says that Jokic and Giannis are not stars in the NBA. I do think this is bait. I've seen some of the clip. Let's just go.
You're saying being an all-star, that's not a star. That's an all-star.
It's all-stars.
Like stars.
Is Bradley Beal a star?
No, he's an all-star.
Booker is a star?
He's sitting there on the urge.
I think.
He's sitting there. He be like, nigga, I'm a
Jaylen Brown a star?
No.
I think off-court stuff with Booker has made him into that.
Yeah, okay.
He's a star.
But that's what I'm saying. He ain't.
Because of
it makes you
basketball and that.
Is Donovan?
I will say this because the wording they're using is weird. And ultimately, this is a semantics conversation. But it sounds like the conversation that they're having, just the parallel that we typically have is all-star and superstar. For them, it just sounds like like they don't use the word, excuse me for that in the background, but I think they're making a differentiation between an all-star and a star. They're not using the word superstar, or maybe they are, but that's just the vibe I'm getting right now.
Donovan Mitchell a star?
No. So you see where I'm going? You see the difference? No, he's not a star.
And then, but to that point, because obviously everybody has varying definitions.
So if Donovan Mitchell is your best player, you ain't winning nothing.
We have two superstars in it.
Oh shit! Okay, I haven't seen the full clip. So there's three tiers to their conversation. Yo, fuck these lights. These lights can eat dick. Number 1 is superstar. Number 2 is star. And number 3 is all-star. I've never heard of that logic. But hey, it is what it is. Again, it is just semantics at the end of the day.
2. Mm-hmm. Who are those 2 superstars in your book right now? Steph and LeBron. Mm-hmm. They're at the superstar tier right now.
Like it's a whole.
Okay. So that's take number 1. To Kenyon Martin, the only superstars in the league are Steph and LeBron. Very interesting.
Different category.
It's a whole different category.
So Kevin Durant's not a superstar?
He's
Luka Doncic is not a superstar.
Look at Rashad.
Joker's not a superstar.
Hell no.
Giannis is not a superstar.
Joker's not even a star.
Giannis is not a superstar.
Oh. Nah, chat, this is crazy. Yo, chat, this is insane. What the fuck?
Joker's not even a true star yet.
So y'all still calling LeBron James a superstar?
He is.
Do you know what a superstar?
He is.
Superstar has nothing to do with the basketball itself.
He is.
So like Ja Morant, like there's categories, right? Ja Morant is in the superstar road
tier because he can move product and all that.
Ant-Man.
Ja Morant is a superstar, but Jokic isn't even a star.
Not a superstar.
He's in the superstar road.
So let me put it in layman terms, right? So you drive on the highway out this bitch, right? So to the far right, we got what? That's the slow lane, right?
Slow lane,
It's a bunch of that packed. Mm-hmm. Next lane to that, okay, it's a little less. Mm-hmm. Then you got the third lane.
Middle lane,
then, right? And then the fourth lane is the fast lane, right?
Yeah.
And then you got the HOV lane.
Ooh, yeah,
right?
You got to be special again. That motherfucker got to have somebody with you.
Yeah, you got to have somebody with you, that motherfucker, right?
Yeah, you can't get them.
So somebody with you is the accolades and everything that these dudes has accomplished, right? I'm in the fast lane. We can go the same speed, but it might be another car in front of you.
So you mean to tell me that Giannis is not in the HOV lane?
As superstar?
As a superstar?
Yes, as a superstar. Y'all telling me Giannis is not in the HOV lane, bro?
Giannis International in the HOV lane.
Oh my God! You mean to tell me Joker's not in the HOV lane with his horses?
He don't want to be.
Y'all not about to make me agree with Rashad for once, dog. Oh my God. Ooh, this is ooh. Okay. Let's just wait it out, chat. There might be more to it. I don't know.
He's in the fucking hole, but he's still. It ain't about what you want. It's about what I can do. If I want to go, if I want to drive in the HOV lane, I can.
He's in the like he said.
I got horses. I don't want to be in here.
No, but he's in the slow lane on him with his motherfucking horses.
But if he wanted to go over here,
hey, I like this.
If he wanted to go over here,
no,
Giannis at the national, not in the HOV lane. All hours of the day.
I don't know, guys.
I'm just saying.
Do you know where to start? Like,
I don't know, man.
Vince Carter, Allen Iverson, T-Mac, those were superstars, mega stars, who they are. Me, I'm an all-star. There's nothing I can, no matter what I did, I can't get in that goddamn lane.
So since we've been...
Kobe's a superstar.
Yes, I'm finna name him.
Listen, it's funny because I think last week I reacted to KG saying essentially the opposite of this take. He was talking about there's 30 superstars in the league. Or like some crazy number. And now here we are in the exact opposite side of the spectrum is being said from another NBA player. Since we're talking about superstars today, I want to hop on the sponsor of this video, Prize Picks, and make some picks on NBA superstars. All you got to do is hop on their website and sign up for an account or download their app and go to your favorite sport, and they got a bunch of different statistics over here. And let's go ahead and hunt for these superstars that we're talking about in this video. Is Kawhi Leonard a superstar? Right? Kawhi is going up against the Detroit Pistons today, and genuinely, this might be a hot take. I don't think he's going to get 26 points today, man. Not necessarily that Kawhi's going to have a bad game. He might just have like 23 and 10. I don't know. This Jimmy Butler pick is so funny to me, bro. De'Aaron Fox going up against the Indiana Pacers. I personally think De'Aaron Fox is a borderline superstar, but I think he can get 25 points against the Pacers, man. That's a relatively bad offense, and I'm gonna go ahead and put $5 on it, and that is how you make an entry. And if you guys have never used Prize Picks before, thanks to our friends over at Prize Picks, if you guys use code SLZ, you guys can get 100% match on your first deposit of up to $100. Links will be in the description for that, and shout out to Prize Picks for being the sponsors of this video. Before we get into the actual basketball talk, man, I just find this hella funny, man. Oh my god, I find this hella funny, bro. Because, bro, specifically my first couple of years on NBA YouTube, boy, whenever I would hear NBA players talk about the media, you would just think if they got on the mic, they would offer some sort of like the analysis they would offer to the game would just be so out of this world that, you know, like, we're just completely dumb. We completely do not know what the fuck we're talking about as fans, as analysts of the game. Like, they would just, I don't know. Like, I thought every single NBA pod would just be X's and O's. You would think, again, they would just talk about the game in a certain lens that we, as NBA fans, we just could not comprehend whatsoever. But I just sat through a 3-minute clip of all narrative talk, dog. Literally, the whole analogy thing, I could have heard that exact same logic, I swear to God, from Colin Cowherd in 2018, 2017 about Giannis. It's just crazy to me because these NBA players have said so many times to downplay, to just shove, to just put aside, to just sweep under the rug every single non-NBA player, every single fans, every single analyst's opinion about the game. And essentially they just pull the, man, y'all are fans that don't know shit about the game of basketball. All y'all do is talk about narratives. All y'all do is talk about stats. Y'all don't even watch the game, let alone play the game at a high level. Why the fuck should I trust you? And now here we are on the opposite side of the spectrum. Now here we are, and NBA players themselves are building platforms. Athletes themselves are building their platforms. And 3 minutes of the clip, and I'm going to be honest with you, I've seen enough Gil highlights, Gil clips. I've seen full podcasts from them. Boy, a lot of it is narrative talk. A lot of it is narrative talk. A lot of it is statistics talk, dog. Again, when we reacted to the whole Rashad Kobe GOAT conversation clip, Gil initially said, hey, the difference between the fans and us, we were in the trenches. We played basketball with Kobe. We know how good Kobe is. While the media, they just sit back and all they look at is stats. All they look at is this, that, and the third. But then when he got into the heated argument with Rashad McCants, every single point Gil made was about statistics. Hell, even with Rashad, he said Kobe passed Michael Jordan when Kobe passed Michael Jordan in the all-time scoring list. It's just insane to me. So with this conversation, I really don't care what words you use, but and I would just expect for NBA players to go against the status quo with how they've been talking, to show us exactly how we should be talking about the game. So for 3 NBA players to sit down and say the separator between a superstar and a star and an all-star has nothing to do with basketball and it's off the court pull, aura, marketability, this, that, and the third. That to me is insane. That to me is insane. And I guess the bigger conversation, because I don't want to dunk on them too much, and I do want to have this with y'all in the comment section, is what makes a superstar? I've had this conversation multiple times throughout the years. People have different criteria as to, like even what Gil said, right? All-star, star, superstar. For a majority of the people that I talk to, there's a difference between an all-star and a superstar. That's about it. What makes a superstar? That's the overarching conversation, right? Depending on how you view, depending on your criteria, your superstar list can be as little as 2 with Kenya Martin, or honestly as high as like 20 or 30. If you're considering, the Jamal Murrays of the world, the superstar, if you're considering the Jaylen Browns, the Jalen Brunsons of the world as a superstar, I could see that list being 20 or 30. But if your criteria is so strict, it could go as low as 2. If your biggest metric is on-court productivity on top of marketability, and the combination of those things is what makes you a superstar, then I could see you making a list where LeBron and Steph Curry are truly the only superstars in the league. You could look at a John Morant and say he has a marketability, but the on-court production just ain't there. You can look at a Jason Tatum and say, yeah, he has off-court marketability, but again, the production ain't there. You can look at a Jokic and say the reverse. The on-court production is there, but the off-court marketability is not there. For me personally, I see where people are coming from. In this argument, because again, I didn't want to spend a lot of this just to dunk on Gilbert Arenas, and for a lot of takes, I see where people come from. Superstar should be historically speaking, is reserved for the best of the best. It's reserved to be a really, really exclusive club. When you think superstar, you think Michael Jordan. When you think superstar, you think Kobe Bryant, you think LeBron James, you think Magic Johnson, you think Larry Bird, you think Wilt Chamberlain, you think Bill Russell, right? You think LeBron James. The gray area is truly where things get iffy, right? In the 90s, would you consider Patrick Ewing a superstar, right? This is a guy who honestly had the off-court marketability. This is a guy who was the face of the New York Knicks throughout the 90s, had the on-court production, but never won a ring. Never really won a ring. Is that guy a superstar to you? Allen Iverson. Gray area. More recently, the definition of peak production, but not enough off-court marketability, Tim Duncan. 5 rings, 2 MVPs, was the backbone of that Spurs dynasty for 2 decades. Never really was an off-court presence, but the on-court production speaks everything to what a superstar should be. Is he a superstar? More recently, I would say JOKIC. On-court productivity, historic. But off-court marketability leaves a lot to be desired. But for me, again, my criteria, to me, is primarily just on-court. Deadass. The off-court shit does not have much to do with it. For me, what a superstar is a person who shows the capability to be the number 1 option on a championship winning team. I think, unless that's flawed, that would be Jokic. That would be Giannis. I would say LeBron is still there. I would say Steph Curry is in that conversation. I would say Luka is in that conversation. I would say, and this is where Kevin Durant is in that conversation. But Kevin Durant is where the stuttering starts. Kevin Durant is where the start. Joel Embiid, that's where the stuttering starts. Jason Tatum, that's where the stuttering starts, Jack. That's where the stuttering starts. And I guess that's why maybe you need that 3rd tier, man. With Gil, the superstar, star, and all-star thing, maybe that's where it comes into play. But yeah, I just don't see the criteria being so harsh that now there's only 2 superstars in the league. But again, to each is their own. Maybe that's a Mickey argument for this fucking video chat, but ultimately it's a semantics conversation. Again, I just found it funny. And I keep finding it funny. How these NBA players be talking about narratives a lot, man. That's all. But excuse me, I had to sneeze. With that being said, go ahead, follow me on Twitch. I be streaming on there a lot. I've been recording more offline videos as of late. But hey, I'll be streaming on Twitch. Links in the description. Peace.